Hello everybody, we are back for another race at G&J Kartway. This is race 3 of the OVKA 2024 karting season. I believe we are racing configuration C in this video. It's one of the short track configurations. This was a 2 practice, 1 qualifying, and then a heat race, and then a feature. So I did not qualify that well. I got, I think, 7th out of maybe 10 or 11. I forget how many were there for the day. So I am on the inside of row 4 for the heat race. One of the things when you're qualifying is I waited too long to give myself some space to try to get a faster qualifying time. I kind of got myself in a little bit of traffic, so you know, it's not really easy to pass in qualifying, and basically I drove around behind somebody before I realized I really need to back up and get a couple laps in with you know, nobody even remotely close to the front of me. And I did it a little late, so I ended up qualifying 7th. But we're coming around, you know, again, another beautiful day out at G&J Kartway. If you haven't been there, make it a point to circle a date and head on out for one of their races. So we're taking off. I get a okay start. At that point, coming around this corner here, I think I thought somebody got around me on the outside, but not yet. If they did, yeah, I've got somebody right on my immediate right. It's the 741, the Boganator. I got his number wrong in my last video. I kept calling him the 714. So he was able to, you know, when you have that outside on turn 3, it gives you the advantage coming to turn 4, I guess it would be. So I am actually even worse than I was in my qualifying position. I'm in 8th place, I believe. No, I'm in 7th. But we're grooving along. I think this is a 10-lap pre-final. As I mentioned in other videos, everybody is relatively close on any given day in speed, so it's not always the same guys up front except for maybe the 16. It could get shuffled around a little bit. Again, we're running on those Hoosier R70B, I believe is the letter. They're definitely a harder compound. I like them. The carts are, you know, a little bit looser, or more loose with this compound. You know, the back end has a tendency to maybe free up and come around on you a little bit, but I don't personally mind that. I think I'm starting to close back up on the pack a little bit after my not so good first couple of laps. We're all in a nice little train. I think the 318 down there is trying to make a move on, I believe that's the 25. Right behind him you have the 20, and then the 741, the Boganator. I do like this layout. It's pretty fun to drive. It's not too taxing. You get about 33, 34 second, 35 second laps depending on your skill level, that kind of stuff on this configuration, I believe. I'm starting to move in a little bit. Getting the feel for it, trying to figure out where I can make a move, and I think I might be able to make a move right here. So I get under the 741, and I'm going to stay in it long enough to hug the curb right there and come up on the 20 if I can. And I was noticing, I felt like I was pretty good through this section right here. I was able to close up a little bit. Sometimes I got a good run around that corner, sometimes I didn't. I can't emphasize enough that seat time is quite beneficial on a go-kart racing track. You'll get to where things sometimes, you know, become automatic. You know when you have to turn. Sometimes if you take that little second to think, do I turn here? You waited just a little bit too long. And coming down right here, you almost have to immediately turn right here, and that's practice will get you to that point. So I did get a good run around here. I think I'm going to try to get under the 25 right now. I may or may not make it. I'm not 100% sure if I get under them on this one. I think it, okay, so I did. My GoPro is mounted on my front fairing, so it does sit a little bit forward, which sometimes makes it look like, to me, I am not as far up on somebody as I may actually be. So now I've gotten past 2 people, so I think I'm in 5th place maybe. Oh, and then, that was somebody, that was a newer driver we just threw a lap on right there. He's on the Racing for Vets team, which if you've seen any of my videos from a couple years ago, I used to race with those guys. They are still strong and active at the OVKA, so if you are a veteran and you're watching this video and you live in the greater Cincinnati area, drop me a comment in this video and I can get you in touch with these Racing for Vets guys if you'd like to see what they're all about. And actually the 20 right in front of me helps out with them currently. He's an Army veteran as well. I'm an Army veteran. So I got a good run on the 20 right there. He kind of maybe didn't take that corner so hot anyways, and I was kind of trying to lay back to get a good run, and I did get a good run under him right here. Now, I probably should have been smart and stayed to the inside right here, and I did not, because I did lose a little momentum going around that corner, and I'm pretty sure the 20 passed me right on back. Because then right through some of these corners, again, you don't really want to hit the brake, but you don't really want to run into the guy in front of you either. Which, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of driving a little too passive. I might need to, you know, rattle their cage, as Dale Earnhardt said back in the day. But, you know, that's a touchy subject sometimes. But I think we're coming around to the end of this race, and I do believe I finish in 5th place. So I improved by 2 positions. I'll be starting on the inside of the 3rd row in the final. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're coming around to the checker right now. Yep, that is the checker. So we're going to jump right in. I've got the, unfortunately, my final was not a fantastic race. So we're going to see that coming right up. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm starting in the 5th position. We've got the 16 on the pole, the 86 in position 2, the 318 in position 3, and the 20 in position 4. I'm in 5. I think the 741 might be right next to me. I don't remember for sure. Or it might have been the 25. But I think we might end up having to take like 2 go-arounds before we get going on this final. And by now, you know, we're all a little bit, you know, we've got the pre-final under our belts. We've made our gear changes or selections as needed, and you know, although it did get a little bit cold and it did get a little bit there was a little bit of moisture out there, you know, settling on the karts, settling on the tracks just a little bit. I noticed that I had to kind of get on my brakes hard a couple times to get them dried off going around on that first practice lap. But we're going to creep around right here. The 16 is going to bring us around nice and slow, as you've seen them do in other videos. My GoPro struggles, but right now it's actually relatively in focus for this reduced light feature. And I think this is the first of what will be 2 night races. My next video following this one will be a night race. This is the 3rd race. I've already, right now, while I'm doing this commentary, I've already done the 4th race. I'm just trying to catch up right now. So we get going. I don't get a good start again. You know, I need to improve on that. 25 gets around me on the outside, and they pull hard on me right here. I'm not super worried because I know I'm relatively fast through this next section, and they're all bunched together, so they're not going to be at top speed, you know, that they would be in 2 or 3 laps, and I'm able to close on the 25 pretty close. Now they start to jostle around right there, and you know, I can see there's some activity. I'm thinking, oh, I've got a chance to make up a position. So you see the 20 and the 86, they're goofing around on the right a little bit there, so the 25, and I see an opening. We go for it, and I don't know what the hell happened. So we're going to break this down, or at least look at it slow-mo there. I was going perfectly straight right there, and, you know, I got, you know, hit in the side. I don't know what brought it on, but that's basically what happened. So you see right there, I think the 318 goes under the 86 on the inside, and the 20 follows as well. So the 86 ends up getting pushed a little wide. He's out almost off of the rumble strips, but he didn't really lose a ton of speed, and the 20 is right next to him. Now, this is the point where I don't know, the 20 in my mind should have gone out and given the 86 room, which would effectively have blocked the 25 and myself, but he doesn't. He stays over there. And he's, you know, pushing on the 86, and so the 25 and I, we got a big old hole to go down. But as you can see, I'm still going straight, and I've got a little ways to go before I get to where I even need to turn in, and I get popped in the side. So I don't know if the 86 and the 20 hit each other again or something. I don't know, because they were rubbing all the way down through there. But that effectively ended the day for me. Now, fortunately, I was super worried, you know, when that happened. I'm like, oh, man, come on. You know, I thought maybe my axle was going to get bent or something along those lines. But nothing was wrong with my kart. And to the 20s, you know, the 20s credit right there, he did help me get back on track. Got my kart started. I got back on. Now, basically, I'm almost 2 laps down at this point. The leader's going to get past me, but that's the only person that will get back past me. So I'll be 2 laps down officially. And one of those things, like, you know, if you've been in an on-track incident, once you get back on track, your first lap is almost always very tentative. You don't know if you bent something. You don't know if you broke something. You don't want to go full blast into any corners in case you can't turn or your brakes don't work. So I just kind of, you know, limping around here on this first lap. But when I looked at the stats afterwards, and, you know, after this first or second lap, I realized, hey, my kart's fine. I got the, it was the second fastest lap, or I was the second fastest person lap time wise for the race. So that all happened after I got banged up. But, you know, I ended up, because I think there might have been another DNF here or there, I ended up finishing 6th. So not super terrible for being 2 laps down out of about 10 people. It could have been 10th. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next video.